Hello, good evening to you and welcome to News 360. It's coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adisawe, Kanda. I'm Natalie Force.
And my name is Alfred Okanse. Coming up in the bulletin tonight.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by Deluxe Paint,
Heaven Black Mosquito Coil and Spray.
Investigative journalist Anas Arameyao Anas, in an exclusive interview with TV3, says he is ready for any legal battle over his investigative piece, number 12.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Japan, premieres his expose dubbed Who Watches the Watchman tonight.
Also ahead this evening, majority and minority in Parliament divided over former President Kufuor's suggestion that the voter ID card be considered for the Ghana card registration.
President Kufuor and his Guinean counterparts charge factions in the Togo political crisis to table major concerns to guide mediation process.
And ahead in business this evening, International Monetary Fund, IMF, welcomes government's decision to present a balanced and comprehensive fiscal package in the mid-year budget to Parliament next month.
And on the foreign front, world's foremost chemical weapons watchdog grants itself new powers to assign blame for attacks despite protests by Russia.
Russia 360 segment is brought to you by Premier Health Insurance.
Loads of surprises, isn't it? Cherinyan is here. What's happening to Germany?
Surprise.
Oh,
Germany are out of the 2018 World Cup, and it is at the group stage. If you didn't hear right, I'm telling you, Germany have joined 3 more world champions to exit the World Cup in the first stage of the competition after they were beaten by South Korea by 2-0. What this means in their group, it is Mexico and Sweden who move on to the next round of the competition. Brazil currently winning their last group game by a goal to nil Paulinho with that particular one. But of course, we'll bring you some more details and a lot more on the World Cup 2018 subsequently right here on News 360. My name is Thierry and I'll join you later.
I knew people were this passionate about football. Maybe I should have done this 5 years ago. When I say that you have committed a crime, I give you all the evidence. I do that every day. It didn't start today.
Well, later tonight at 7:55 p.m., we're going to be bringing you an exclusive interview with ace investigative journalist Anas Arameyao Anas. Now, this interview would stream on our Facebook page, that's TV3 Ghana as well, so stay with us here on News 360. Before then, we bring you a sneak peek.
Look, we didn't start this game today. I've done plenty undercover work. It's the same chorus they sing. Cut and paste, you manufactured the pictures, you did this, you did that. At the end of the day, look, FIFA is not a foolish organization. Don't forget, within 48 hours of my petition reaching FIFA, they had banned him. Why? Because they had seen the prima facie evidence. Forget not, I'm a lawyer, and I take evidence very, very seriously. Because look, if I don't, I'll end up going into jail myself. So, all this cut and paste is a fruitless attempt at defending himself. It will end up nowhere. All the court actions he's talking about, he's not going to do it. He knows. He knows very, very well. So, I'm not perturbed at all about these oppositions. I get them every single time I do my stories. People have issues with methodology, they're entitled to it. But look, as far as we go by the strict rules and regulation that is supposed to govern a football guru like him, he will not get it. He will lose it in a minute. I knew people were this passionate about football. Maybe I should have done this 5 years ago. When I say that you have committed a crime, I give you all the evidence. I do that every day. It didn't start today.
And so you keep that time in mind. It's just 7:55. Just about 50 minutes from now, you should still stay tuned with us here on TV3 as we bring you that exclusive interview with Anas Anas. The hashtag we're using for this interview is already trending on Twitter. The hashtag is Anas on TV3. Hashtag Anas on TV3. Get onto Twitter and keep retweeting and tweeting and let the world get to hear this exclusive interview with the 8th investigative journalist, Anas Anas. But the Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Japan, is expected to premiere his expose video dubbed Who Watches the Watchman at the forecourt of Ken City Media at Medina here in Accra tonight. Well, according to Kennedy Japan, the video, which is his own version of secret recordings of how the investigative journalist Anas Anas operates undercover, would vindicate his stance on the matter. On June 6, 2018, the Tiger Eye PI premiered the Anas investigative video titled Number 12 at the Accra International Conference Center. Dubbed When Misconduct and Greed Becomes the Norm, the video captured alleged corrupt practices in Ghana's football administration. Just so you have a feel of what's happening at the Ken City Media Organization's forecourt where this is built to take place. We're crossing over now live to my colleague Catherine Frimpoma. She's at the forecourt of Ken City Media at Medina Zongo Junction, where the premiering of Who Watches the Watchman is taking place. She joins me live with some updates now. Now, Catherine, if you can hear me, what's happening where you are, and tell us what the people who happen to be coming to the place are expressing in terms of their expectations ahead of this viewing of Who Watches the Watchman by the Asin Central Member of Parliament, Kennedy Japan. So we're going to be getting through to Catherine very shortly. And so, Catherine, if you can hear me now, let's get into what you have.
At the Kent City building in the forecourt of Netu TV, where scores of people running into hundreds of people gathered here just to catch a glimpse of the video, Who Watches the Watchman. This has been a very much talked about video, and so everybody is here just to see what the video has to show. I spoke to some people earlier on, and then all they are seeking for is to see if there is any truth in what the Honourable Member of Parliament has been talking about. Others are here just to see who Anas really is, because the video promises to show the real face of Anas. So let's interact with some of the people to know where they have come from and why exactly they are here. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Please, what's your name and where are you coming from?
My name is Isaac Ando, and I'm a blogger and a journalist.
Okay. So why exactly are you here?
I think that we are all out here searching for the truth. The point is that we know the work Anas has been doing. We have supported him over the years. Now, we do have reservation. It doesn't mean what he's doing is bad. But then we believe that if we are able to put him under pressure to streamline the rough edges of the good works he's been doing, then we can have a good piece from people like Anas, and other investigative journalists would also know that they will be assessed.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And let's speak to some more people. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, please, your name and where you're coming from.
My name is Jesse Boakon. I'm coming from Mamprobi.
Mamprobi here in Accra. Why are you here? Are you here believing to confirm what the Honourable Minister has been saying, or just to see the face or the real face of Anas?
I'm here to see everything. The face and the true story, what Anas, Anas have been showing to Ghanaians. We know Anas. He is an undercover investigative journalist. Over and over, I think for the past years, for the past 12, 15 years, Anas has come out with various videos. The one with the cocoa smuggling, the Piccadilly, the judges issue, and the whole lot. With this one in our football administration, we need to know the truth. Whether Anas is shielding some people in our football administration, trying to point accusing finger of Kwesinyan Techi. Kennedy Japan has raised an issue. He said, who is sick equity must come with clean hands. Anas himself, Kennedy has accused Anas of being corrupt. So we are here to see the true video, whether Anas is corrupt or not.
Okay, so that was that for you. He is coming from Mamprobi. I spoke to some people early on, and some are coming all the way from Koforidia and so on and so forth. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name and where are you from?
My name is David Mensah. I came from Medina Estate.
Okay, so you are very close. Well, are you also one of those who just want to see the real face of Anas?
Yeah, we want to see the real face of Anas so that we know what is going on in this country, about the corruption and all these things, so that we ourselves will sit down back and judge. That's why we come here.
Okay. So where are you also coming from?
I'm from Dudua. Amanya. Akachabo, here. Akachabo, Papa Waka. Akachabo.
Pantan Village.
Pantan Village. Okay. Where are you coming from?
Pantan.
Where are you coming from?
America House.
It's Legon.
Yes.
Where are you coming from?
Adenta.
Where are you coming
from?
Okay. Where are you coming from?
Nungwa.
Nungwa.
Yes.
Okay. So we have people from all over the capital. Others are coming from the eastern region. Someone I spoke to earlier came all the way from Kumasi in the Ashanti region just to catch a glimpse of the video. Who watches the Watchman? The video I hear is just between 50 to 20 minutes, and it will be showing any moment from now. We are here and we will be updating you as to how the premiering goes and also bring you details of what really the video is all about.
Right.
Over to you in the studio.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you, Catherine Frimpoma there, bringing us live updates from the forecourt of the Ken City Media Building at Medina Zongo Junction, where Who Watches the Watchman is going to premiere. It's just about bringing you different sides of the story, isn't it? So we create the balance. But just to reiterate again, at 7:55 p.m. here on TV3, we're going to be showing you a live, in fact, an exclusive interview, I beg your pardon, an exclusive interview with Anas Aremia Anas, explaining his modus operandi that he uses in his undercover investigations and a lot more beyond number 12. So stay tuned in as we count down to that moment. The hashtag is Anas on TV3. Anas on TV3.
Certainly, Alfred. So stay with us here on TV3. But let's now turn to Parliament as some majority members in the House disagree with former President John Agyekum Kufuor's suggestion that the voter ID be considered as one of the basic requirements for the Ghana card registration. The minority, however, say the former president's position reflects that of a true statesman. Evelyn Tingma has more.
The minority in Parliament did not take part in the registration for the Ghana card being undertaken by the National Identification Authority. Their argument is that the process is not inclusive enough because majority of Ghanaians do not have the two major requirements, the passport and birth certificate, and asked that the voter's ID be included.
If you are representing the people of Elembele, as I am, and you know that 80% of your constituents do not have passport, we're not even talking about birth certificate, then the issue is, I asked a constituent whether he has a passport. He said, I'm not traveling. So you can imagine that if this is the criteria for people to have the Ghana card, we are going to have a situation where a lot of Ghanaians may not be able to register.
Former President Kufuor on Tuesday also backed the call for the voters' ID cards to be included after he was registered and issued a Ghana card.
Document that would help identify a citizen as a citizen with the sovereign authority residing in him or her. So if your voter's ID is not incorporated in this, then when it comes to citizens going to make a government, where would you be? How would you say truly you also have the Kokoromoti power to make a government. So voters' ID should be passed.
The minority in parliament said President Kufuor's position depicts that of a true statesman.
I am particularly happy that the former president, His Excellency John Ajay-Kun Kufuor, has also waded into this debate that Ghanaians should not be, especially if you're a Ghanaian, you should be allowed to register irrespective of whatever identification you have. And that should also include the voters' ID.
President Kufuor has spoken as a statesman, and kudos to him.
Right, but your founder, President Rawlings, has gone ahead to register.
No, I don't have a problem with his registering. Special provision was made for former presidents to register. And as a former president, it was going to be very difficult for him to say he wouldn't register. But I just wish he had added his voice to the call for voters register to be included in the acceptable documents.
But some majority members disagreed.
I sincerely respect the views of our former president. Obviously, the whole idea of the cast started under his regime. So we respect his opinion. He's highly entitled to contribute. And I think when he makes this kind of statement, everybody's going to respect it. However, that is not what the law is saying. So the implementation right now is by the law.
It will be somehow unfair to the system if we have to bring it back again to be reconsidered. We can do that, but I think it has already come here, it has been considered, and it has passed. Birth certificate and passport are the two, they're the primary source of, that's where you drive a voter ID card. So why should voter ID card be used to determine citizenship? No.
Some asked the minority to either initiate the process of amending the law or abandon their stance.
Meanwhile, the National Identification Authority, NIA, has welcomed calls by the former president Kufuor for a review of the exclusion of the voter ID card from the Ghana card registration process. A statement from the Corporate Affairs Department of the authority says President Kufuor's call underscores the importance of national identification system to effectively identify and plan and in accelerating the course of Ghana's economic, social, political development. The statement added that the NIA will continue to be governed by and respect the existing laws passed by Parliament.
Meanwhile, former President Jerry John Rawlings says his decision to register for the Ghana card is not a call on members of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, to disregard the position taken by the party and the minority in Parliament on the registration process. The President, in a statement, described such claims as spurious, adding that he is committed to and respects positions taken to ensure that the process is transparent and easily accessible to all. He further urged all stakeholders, including the National Identification Authority as well as the minority and majority caucuses in Parliament, to discuss concerns raised on the Ghana card.
And you're still live here on News 360 here on TV3. And just a quick reminder, if you just tuned in, we're going to bring you the exclusive interview with Anas Aremiao, Anas, ace investigative journalist, on the issues that have come up after the airing of number 12, exclusively at 7:55 p.m. tonight here on TV3. And the hashtag is Anas on TV3, hashtag Anas on TV3.
Look, we didn't start this game today. I've done plenty undercover work. It's the same chorus they sing. Cut and paste. You manufactured the pictures. You did this, you did that. At the end of the day, look, FIFA is not a foolish organization. Don't forget, within 48 hours of my petition reaching FIFA, they had banned him. Why? Because they had seen the prima facie evidence. Forget not, I'm a lawyer, and I take evidence very, very seriously. Because look, if I don't, I'll end up going into jail myself. So all this cut and paste is a fruitless attempt at defending himself, it will end up nowhere. All the court actions he's talking about, he's not going to do it. He knows. He knows very, very well. So I'm not perturbed at all about these oppositions. I get them every single time I do my stories. People have issues with methodology, they're entitled to it. But look, as far as we go by the strict rules and regulation that is supposed to govern a football guru like him, he will not get it. He will lose it in a minute. If I knew people were this passionate about football, maybe I should have done this 5 years ago. When I say that you have committed a crime, I give you all the evidence. I do that every day. It didn't start today.
That exclusive interview is at 7:55 p.m. here on TV3 and on our Facebook page. That's News on TV3 and TV3 Ghana. Hashtag Anas on TV3. It's still live here on News 360 and our MTN Vigil reports this evening. Idrisu Situ reports on the bad state of a school in the Kratche West District of the Volta region.
This is the frontal view of the RCJHS in Pai Katanga, which have been ripped off by a torrential rainfall and have since not received any attention from the authorities barely 4 months ago. This situation compelled students to learn under the scorching sun, and when the weather condition changes, the students are forced to close and go home, affecting their academic work at large. Reporting from Pai Katanga in the Volta region, Idrisu Situ.
Remember that you can also send your Vigil report via WhatsApp number on 055-1433-044. That's 055-1433-044. And any observations you make in your community. You're watching News 360. We've got some more news coming up for you in a few moments. Stay with us. You're watching News 360 and it's time for business. Good evening. My name is Nanikia Mensah Brampa. Beginning with tonight, a team from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, led by Head Mission Annalisa Fedelino, have ended their visit to Ghana to discuss recent economic developments and the outlook for the remainder of the year. They also took stock of performance to date under the IMF-supported program. The discussions focused on fiscal and monetary policies, prospects for deepening the foreign exchange market, the outlook for strengthening the financial sector and state-owned enterprises. According to Ms. Fedelino in a statement, macroeconomic stabilization is ongoing. Growth prospects remain positive, supported by strong oil production. She said investor confidence has improved as indicated by successful issuance of the Eurobond in May 2018. Inflation has subsided to below 10%. The statement further added the government has stepped up structural reforms, particularly on public financial management and strengthening oversight over state-owned enterprises. She added the IMF welcomes government's intention to present a balanced and comprehensive fiscal package to Parliament at the time of the mid-year budget review in July. Such a package would help meet the fiscal objectives and support the implementation of the government's development agenda. While we're still talking money, and Bond Savings and Loans Company has marked 10 years of operations. At the anniversary launch in Accra, the CEO of the company, George Ofosuhene, said with its chip and PIN banking system in operation, the company will soon provide a MasterCard service for its cherished customers.
Bond Savings and Loans Company PLC is an indigenous financial service provider which specializes in delivering an array of financing services that best serve the needs of its customers. From an initial single office at Tema with staff strength of 10, the Savings and Loans Company has experienced a tremendous growth to 12 branches and a staff strength of over 150. The CEO, George Ofosuheni, said the company will be introducing more innovative products and services to its customers.
At the end of July, the bulk payment system would be advanced to allow one to make bulk payments to any bank account within the country.
The second deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maxwell Opoku Afari, said the central bank will be introducing more corporate governance guidelines.
The Bank of Ghana, in due course, will come out with a plan to raise upwards the minimum capital of savings and loans companies and other categories of specialized deposit institutions in the country.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, praised the company for its achievements and being a leader in the savings and loans sector.
You look at the non-performing loans, even in the banking industry, you have over 23% of loans which are non-performing. You look at bond, and it's under 10%. We wish everyone was like that.
He noted government's introduction of the Ghana Card, the Ghana Post GPS, and mobile interoperability are to deepen financial inclusion.
We really need a paradigm shift in Ghana in the area of financial inclusion. When you look at the history of financial sector development in the more advanced countries, it is very, very clear that financial inclusion was very critical in many countries for actually being able to mobilize savings and therefore lower interest rates.
Customers who have believed in the bond brand from its inception and inspired its growth were given special recognition.
Right, so away from the financials now, 3 Guinness consumers have won a plot of land each at the final draw of the Win a Piece of Ghana promo, bringing to 16 the number of loyal Guinness consumers rewarded with plots of land at appropriate or Apollonia City over a 16-week period.
The promo launched on March 1 to commemorate Ghana's 61st independence anniversary was to give loyal consumers a chance to win plots of land. Emmanuel Amo from Greater Accra, Elijah Ayabil from the Upper East and Bright Isuming from the Northern region won plots of land each at Apollonia City to climax the promo.
In all, we received about over 9 million entries, and it's been very, very exciting how Guinness is actually making people independent by giving them their own piece of Ghana. Of course, we know we are all made of more, we are all made of black. Let's look forward to what is coming next from Guinness. It's going to be more exciting.
Some of the winners expressed their appreciation to Guinness for coming up with such an innovative campaign.
I'm most grateful to Guinness. As I heard people were taking plot of lands from Guinness, it was like a dream. But now I can see it is real.
Guinness, thank you them very much. And I always tell people that any draw they are doing is true, so they should always drink, but drink responsibly.
Millions more Guinness consumers won instant prizes, including airtime and data. Guinness is a distinctive alcoholic beverage brewed in Ghana over the past 50 years.
Right, so there's more news on 3news.com that will do for business tonight. My name is Nanekia Mensah Brampa. That's it. Alfred has more.
All right, thank you. President Akufo-Addo and Alpha Conde of Guinea, ECOWAS, designated mediators in the Togo crisis, have charged the factions to table their major concerns in order to guide the mediation process. The two leaders addressed a plenary session as part of efforts to promote peace in Togo.
The two leaders expressed disappointment over little progress made despite 3 months of finding a lasting solution to the crisis.
3 months have passed since we last met, and with the consent of my co-facilitator, President Conde, my own view is that we should use this occasion, first of all, to get a formal statement of what the positions of both sides are and the issues that are well known to both of you. And that will then form the basis for us to see to what extent our presence here can lead to finding a common platform for the movement ahead. And the Togolese people are anxious. These proceedings between government and opposition find a concrete result.
The Togo crisis, which started in August 2017, was mainly to demand constitutional reforms, including term limit for the president. The opposition has been demanding that President Gnassingbé exit power to end the 50-year dynasty rule. President Akufo-Addo has held separate meetings with the opposition and Togo's government. The Togolese president took over from his father, Iyadema, 12 years ago after he died while in power for 38 years. President Gnassingbé has since won elections in 2005, 2010 and 2015.
Hello there, good evening. Let's talk entertainment right about now. Now, Joe Jackson, the father of singer and king of pop Michael Jackson and the architect of Jackson 5, has died. Aged 89, Joe Jackson passed on early Wednesday morning in Los Angeles following a battle with cancer.
The music manager and father to 11 children, including pop superstar Michael and Janet Jackson, was being cared for in a hospital in Las Vegas. Jackson, who had previously suffered stroke and a number of heart attacks, was said to be in the end stages of terminal cancer and could not be treated. Joe Jackson's legacy is the shaping and promotion of the Jackson 5, comprising his sons Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Melon and Michael, and later Randy. Joe began working on his kids' careers in the early 1960s, bringing them into what would eventually become the Jackson 5. Under his tutelage, the group became a phenomenon in the late 1960s and 70s, producing chart-topping hits. While Joe made stars out of his kids, he also had a rocky relationship with them as his children accused him of abusing them emotionally and physically. In a tribute, his grandson, Randy Jackson, wrote, "Rest in peace to the king that made everything possible. I love you, Grandpa." Aged 89, Joe Jackson died following a battle with cancer. Joe's death comes 2 days after the 9th anniversary of Michael's death on June 25, 2009. Joe is survived by wife, Catherine, and 7 children.
And on that sad note, that's about it for Entertainment News tonight. There's more news on 3news.com, and you can catch me on the Urban Blend tomorrow morning at 10 on 3FM 92.7.
Yes, and the moment is here. And stay tuned as we get into that exclusive interview with ACE investigative journalist Anas Aremiao Anas. We're live on DSTV channel 279. My name is Alfred Kansi.
Absolutely, I'm Natalie Fort. Remember, we're also going to be streaming that exclusive interview with Anas Aremiao Anas and Michael Otiej live on our social media pages. It's TV3 Ghana on Facebook, News on TV3 on Twitter, and 3news.com. The hashtag on Twitter is Anas on TV3. So, yes, Anas.
Anas on TV3. Stay tuned.
Have a good evening.